Hello and welcome to our new tiny home. Do you guys want to help me get set up today? Steppy steps. I'm just going to get the cable. Oh. A little bit of consumer feedback to whoever makes these cables. You can make them less heavy. Whew. Let's see. I heard the click. Do we have lights? Yes. Do we have AC? More importantly, let me see. Not off, we want it cool, and we want the fan on high. Ta-da! We're cooling down. Okay, time to unload. Oh God, going up steps with it is not for the weak. This is the heaviest one. It's all our fragile kitchen stuff. Down. Okay. First the worst. This is all the non-fragile kitchen stuff. Almost too wide for the door. I'm in. Holy moly. Oh. Josh has stayed in this one night and he warned me that the bed is not comfortable. So we have this king-sized, super plush topper that I'm going to try and see if it'll fit. Because this bed is slightly smaller than standard king, but bigger than standard queen. We'll see if it fits. Okay, last one. This is all my bathroom stuff condensed. It's a sad day. Okay, I'm trying not to give you too much of a tour today. I know obviously there's not much to see, but I would actually like to give you a tour when it's finished. So today we're just going to be doing some setting up. The first job is, you can probably see up here there's like 2 bunk beds, and Rory's going to be sleeping down here because I don't trust him on that big high bunk bed. So we got some storage units to put up here, and I got some, let me show you if I can show you a little better. Got some like sticky back non-slip carpet so that they don't slip around, and also because underneath the mattress is just kind of this plywood, it's not very pretty. So it goes a little bit too long for the bunk, so I am just unboxing a Stanley knife to try and cut it, because I tried with my scissors and I couldn't do it. Oh, like a dream. Ta-da! These Magic Spoon cereal bars have been great for snacking on stuff that doesn't have too many nasties in. I'm gonna have a drink too. My primary reason for being here today was to do the kitchen, to see how much storage space that leaves us for clothes, which is basically the only other thing that's coming in here. It's kitchen stuff, clothes, and that's it. I did just get a little bit distracted by Rory's room, but I'm going to park that for now and I'm going to start doing the kitchen. And I just realised this is the first time that I've posted on YouTube about the RV. So if anybody's finding me here that's not come from my TikTok or my Instagram, let me tell you how we got here as I am unpacking very few things into our very small kitchen. So I am currently in Florida. We're in Fort Lauderdale. You might tell from my accent that we are not from round here. And by we, I mean me and my husband, whose name is Josh. I'm English, he is Scottish, and we moved here about 2 years ago. We own a business in the summer camp industry. It's called Workplay USA, and we send people from, well, usually I say people, like usually 18 to 25-ish, from all over the world, a lot from the UK, to work as summer camp counselors in the US, mostly in the tri-state area. That's actually how we met, as summer camp counselors, and Josh and I both worked at the same summer camp. That's how we met, and he had worked for them, it'll be 11 or 12 years now, and they sponsored his green card, so he works for them full time, and then we have staff and ourselves that between us run the business. The point that I'm making in explaining our career is that we are both completely remote. I also do like content as well, so between us we have several jobs, but they are all completely remote and we can go anywhere, and we have enough time between us, if we juggle evenings and things, to also look after our little boy, who is called Rory. He's 3 years old. He has been in daycare here since we got here. He never went to daycare in the UK, but we moved here and he was about 18 months and we put him into daycare and he loves it. So one of our main reservations is taking him out. Oh no, fridges are not magnetic. How will we stick the moose head bottle opener up that we've had since Josh was about 12 years old? Oh, disaster. But basically, we've been in Fort Lauderdale for 2 years. We knew after literally a month that it wasn't, or I definitely knew, I think Josh took a little bit longer, it wasn't the place that we wanted to be forever. We left the UK a lot because of the weather, and obviously the weather here is absolutely fantastic. However, that feels like all we've gained, and we've lost a lot of things about the UK that we really loved, such as kind of the charm, the walkability, the architecture, nature, because Fort Lauderdale, although it has beautiful beaches, there's not a huge amount of green space other than the beaches, if beaches count as green space. We've honestly had a really shitty 2025, like you wouldn't believe. So we kind of thought, you know what, we came to America to see America. We know that we don't want to settle here, so let's go and explore America and figure it out. So we bought this RV literally 2 weeks ago. My husband and my son are in Scotland right now visiting some family, and Josh is doing in-person training with a couple of the new hires that he's got to give us more help with the business so that he has more spare time around his other job. And when they get back, we're going to do the laundry and we're going to get on the road. And the plan is between now and Christmas, or the end of the year, that we're going to explore all of the places in Florida that might tick our box, because we obviously know that Florida ticks our weather box. So we're going to try and see if there's any cities or towns or communities, neighborhoods that might tick more of our boxes than just weather. And then we're going to venture outside of the state next year. This is all hypothetical on the basis that we actually enjoy it. If we don't enjoy it, then I don't know what we're going to do, but there are lots of different options if we hate it. I thought that this was a good opportunity to pick up my YouTube again. I was doing YouTube when I was traveling quite a lot, just to literally explore America. And then with us having a terrible year this year. The traveling stopped and so the YouTube stopped, but I figured this was a good opportunity. I'm gonna kind of just I'll do obviously this video setting up, I'll do a little tour as well, so I'll show you all of the little nooks and crannies and the storage solutions that I came up with, and then after that I'm gonna just do like weekly vlogs, so you'll see a little bit of family life, a little bit of RV life, a little bit of the areas that we're exploring and what we like, a little bit of homeschooling. I'm also going to try and bring as many clothes as I can with me because I don't want to lose my identity in this move, and I've recently rediscovered my passion for fashion. So we'll get to that packing part next week. So the kitchen space is very small. This is the only kitchen cupboard that we have. This cupboard is like the under the sink cupboard, and it is half filled with a bin. We have tons of storage under the dinette and the sofa, which is behind you right now. So most of my pots and pans and stuff are going to go in there. I'm just going to have in this cupboard, I think, like plates, cups, mugs, stuff that I don't want to have to open a cupboard just to grab and go. And before I get any smart comments about China and stuff like that, what I haven't yet got arrived from Amazon is like felt dividers, those little bars that I can put across the cupboard when we're about to leave somewhere to stop things from falling out, because I know that travel trailers are like earthquakes on the road. Everything will be protected, I just don't have everything to hand right now. Another thing that was absolutely coming with us and not optional whatsoever was my beautiful, heavy but stunning, not actually too heavy, caraway pan. This was gifted to me a few months ago and I genuinely haven't used another pan since. I'm literally using this for everything. Even if I'm scrambling one egg, it's this, because it doesn't stick ever and I love it. Ice cream bowls that I got from the camping shop. I know these are wholly unnecessary in terms of space, but I just can't wait to be sat in a nice camping site with our little awning out and a little picnic table, me and my boys eating some ice cream. And we also have a 65-pound rescue poodle. He's maybe not quite 65 pounds. Coming with us too, so we're gonna obviously find him some sort of pup cup or something so that he can sit out there and enjoy with us. I know these are gonna get used. But I'm gonna put Tupperware and stuff under there, like Rory's lunchbox, that sort of thing. And then here I've literally, all I have to do is this. I've taken the lid off so I can literally just pull it out, and that is all of my pots, pans, saucepans, sieve, colander, mixing bowls, everything in one right there. Easy. If after a couple of weeks I keep opening this cupboard and I'm like, damn, I wish there was a pan there, I would just put a pan there. So probably should just speed this up. I think I'm pretty much done in the kitchen and I'm making good time. That's only taken me like 40 minutes. So I'm going to do a little bit of Rory's room. I've just put his mattress protector on. That was like an Olympic sport, trying to put a fitted sheet on with this much headspace, not for the week. Now we're going to try and sort out some of these toys, which was his short list of toys to bring with us. And I also have a bag of books here too. So in here we do have obviously the units that I've put in, and then we also have this, like, this is like a built-in shelf, and it does have two of these. I've put one in the bathroom because it also fits in there, so I think I'm going to use it for my bathroom stuff. But I actually think I might end up taking them both out and just making that bookshelves. And again, I know that when we're moving that they're going to fall all over the place. We'll probably just put them on the floor when we leave, and then when we arrive somewhere new we'll just put them on the shelf again, no big deal. So let's see how that looks. I think I'm going to start with the toys. It's a bigger job. Since I've never homeschooled before, I know he's only 3 years old, so homeschooling is a bit of a stretch because plenty of 3-year-olds don't even go to daycare. So I asked ChatGPT, I told it what he had learned the last week at daycare, because they send all of his work home at the end of the week, and then I asked it for an 8-week follow-up lesson plan, kind of 2 to 3 hours a day, because we're going to go out and explore in the mornings, have a little quiet time over lunch, and then do school in the afternoon before I make dinner, is the plan. So it did a full lesson plan for me with activities, kind of things that change like every 20 minutes for their attention span, and it gave me a list of everything that I needed to buy. A lot of stuff I already had, but there's some things like finger puppets that came up a lot, and like flashcards, some magnetic letters and things, although now I'm even more miffed that the fridge isn't magnetic, because I could have left rude words on the fridge for Josh. Now I can't. I think I need to sort through these boxes of toys first though, and figure out how many of my 8 cubby spaces I'm using for just toys, bearing in mind that his clothes are going to have to go in here too. Cars and dinosaurs. It's pretty much all he plays with. Feel myself checking out mentally and just kind of moving things around in circles. So I think I'm going to call it a day for today. That's good progress made. I'm actually quite happy with how that's gone. So I'll see you next time we're here, probably tomorrow, with Rory's clothes. That's the next thing to go in. Morning guys, I'm back. I was here yesterday. I brought our dog Mr. Ted to have a little explore yesterday, so I wasn't here for very long. I didn't really do much at all. I just wanted him to get a bit more familiar with it, because he is a super anxious boy, and I know we're going to have more trouble with him adjusting than we are with our toddler, who just takes any sort of change in his stride. He obviously gets that from me and his dad, but so I'm bringing him out here and there as things are getting set up, and he did really well yesterday. I'm proud of him. So I've got a couple more Amazon deliveries with me that will help me to get things going. Somewhere in the bottom of this box, I've got some adhesive shower caddies. I've got an adhesive toilet roll holder. So with that, and I've brought some more bathroom stuff like sun cream. I should be able to get the bathroom done today. I've also brought the big bin liner was Rory's clothes. So today my main priorities are getting Rory's room pretty much finished and the bathroom pretty much finished. And then it's mostly just our clothes and finishing touches. Oh, and the pantry. I think I'm probably going to do pantry and clothes short form on TikTok, because I know that I'm going to get super stressed out organizing all of that. So I think filming that at the same time is not going to happen. So I'll just do those on short form, so catch those on TikTok. I'll keep you with me today while I'm doing these bits, and then you can come back with me to do the finishing touches probably in 2 to 3 days from now. And then I will do the full walkthrough and the full tour on a separate video at the end of the week. I'm on the toilet. The lid's closed. I gotta leave it for 24 hours before I can put the toilet roll on it. Same with the these caddies that I'm about to put up in the shower. There is absolutely nowhere that I can prop you to show the POV of me putting the shower caddies on, so I'm just going to show you the before and half of the after. Yes, there is going to be 2 here, but I just unboxed the second one and there is a part missing. Typical. I feel like today's just going to be one of those days I'm PMSing so hard and everything's just going to go wrong. But we've got one up. I actually have to take the basket off and leave it for 24 hours. I just put that up so you could see. And I've been using these exact same baskets in every house that I've ever lived in. So I do actually have 2 or 3 of these up in the bathrooms back at our rental house right now. And obviously I have to take them down because we're moving out. So I'm going to steal one of the parts from there rather than trying to complain to Command and reorder them. This has never happened before, I will say. Command is usually pretty rock solid and reliable, but at least I can do a workaround. We kept this drawer empty at the bottom for tampons. We've got pampering bath type stuff, and we've got hair care, and then this is going to be Josh's drawer, so I've left that empty for him. You're welcome, Josh, if you're watching this. And then this is my to hand type stuff. I'm going to get one of those little spotlights to stick under there, so that's going to have everyday makeup, hair care, skincare in there that I need every day. And then my under the sink has toilet roll, hair tools, refills of stuff, and sun cream. Which means medicine has gone underneath the dinette in a box all the way back there, because if I'm being honest, I don't want to jinx it, but I can probably count on one hand the amount of time that we've taken medicine in the last 2 years. So hopefully we're not going to need it to hand very often, and I obviously want it well out of Rory's way. Okay, back into little man's room. I've just put the fitted sheet on. We decided we're going to go back to the UK way of doing sheets, so we're going to get duvets with duvet covers rather than quilts and comforters, because I'm going to have to let my laundry back up quite a lot and probably just do like 1 or 2 loads a week, which means it's going to be way easier to have sheets thrown in the laundry rather than a quilt or a comforter that's going to take up all the space in the machine. So I'm going to IKEA tomorrow to get bedding for Rory, bedding for us, and some of those shoe storage cabinets that should fit just by our front door over there, so that all of our shoes can go in there, and that leaves all of the kind of cabinet space and drawers and things like that for clothing and accessories, which is what I'm going to do for Rory right now. So I think underneath you here is that bookshelf that I unpacked the other day, and then there's a shelf underneath with one of those little buckets like the one I used in the bathroom. So I think I am going to start by putting his pajamas and underwear in there, and then I'm going to put his clothes up in these ones and see. I think it's probably only going to use 2, which will leave 4 still empty, although I have still got his larger toys and his school toys down here on the floor. So I'm going to start with that and see where we end up. We will be going to Disney World at some point, so these had to come. Oh, and so did this. So cute. Okay, I've actually got all of his t-shirts and shorts, let me tip it so you can see, into one layer with everything as I can see it. He does have a few t-shirts but no shorts with him in Scotland right now, and there is plenty of space in there for those, so I think I'm going to call that one. And then I think my second one is going to be some of his warmer things, his rain jacket, and then his nicer sets, because he does have a couple of like nice co-ords, nice shirts. He's got a couple of football strips, and I think that will fill another, but I'm not so bothered about being able to see everything in that one because I'm going to be opening that one not so often. Josh's football team is the Glasgow Rangers. I'm pretty sure this strip doesn't fit him, but I know I would have been murdered if I didn't bring one with me. And also the Scotland strip. It is very cute. Perfect. Loads of space in there for the warm things that he's bringing back from Scotland. As long as Rory stays this small forever, we're going to be great. It's the heaviest of my heavy period days today, and I really don't want to be here, but my husband and my little boy get back tomorrow, and then we've only got a couple of days before we're setting off, so I've got to get my part of this job finished, which is basically the preening and deciding where the pretty things go. I've got a couple things to put up. A lot's changed since you were last here, but I'm not going to show you around too much because I'm going to do the separate full tour video when everything's finished. But today you're going to help me to put the last couple bits, which is going to be I've got a full length mirror, need, shoe storage, need, and then I will be hoovering around, laying out the rugs and things like that, and just checking that everything fits and looks okay. But first, breakfast. I can't decide if being on my period now is actually a really good thing or a really bad thing. Bad, obviously. I don't want to be here right now. I just want to be in bed asleep. But also it does mean that the first 2 to 3 weeks of our trip will be good. I'll have at least 2 or 3 weeks of clearance before I'm a raging bitch that hates everyone and everything, so not the worst timing. Despite how exhausted I am, caffeine actually does not agree with me, so I asked for decaf tea at Dunkin' this morning because they normally have it, but they didn't have any left, so I've got chamomile instead. Ugh. She's put milk in my chamomile tea. Please don't be one of those days, please don't be one of those days. I'm gonna finish this and drink my water, and I'll see you for some jobs in a minute. So I went to IKEA a couple of days ago now, and I got some of these. So these are shoe storage cabinets. They are so lightweight. That is supposed to happen, don't worry. They're very lightweight is the point I was trying to make. And you get 2 of these, 1, 2, for $39. However, what I didn't read or realise at the time, actually I need the app to put them up, is that they don't come with any fixings. So I don't really want to screw into anything if I can help it. So I got some command strips that are made for super heavy duty jobs. So I'm going to try and find those, and then we're going to command strip all 4 of these up and put shoes in it. Okay, the problem that I had expected but actually completely forgot to bring any materials to solve is that on the back of this wall, let me spin you around, you can see, this is where the shoe cabinets are going. You can see I've got one up already, and along here there are panels and then obviously dints, which means that each one of my 4 cabinets is going to have at least one corner that's above dead space. So we're getting a little bit creative with some polystyrene and creating some wedges to fill in those corners. Like for example, this one, there's 3 spots where it's fine, and then the 4th corner doesn't have the support. So we're getting a little bit creative. We've got enough command strips to then command strip the wedge to the cabinet and then command strip that to the wall. A little bit complicated. And worst case scenario, if after a couple of weeks these give out and they don't hold up with these strips, then we can screw them in. Obviously they do have the pre-made holes, so we would literally just need to put screws to them. But these command strips cost me about $12, I think, $11 or $12. So I feel like $11 or $12 to potentially save putting holes in the walls is worth doing. Okay, the shoe storage cabinets are pretty much up. They do like kind of slot together like Legos. If you end up stacking them on top of each other, they have like grooves where you can them. So I've decided, I've even gone as far as like gluing them together so that they're really clean and flush. So I've just got some stuff propped underneath them at the minute so that glue can cure for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to leave it as long as possible before I take everything off, and then I will put the drawer bits on and put the shoes in it. So whilst I'm waiting for that, I'm going to do the rest of the odd jobs. Next thing is hanging this mirror. Is there nothing a command strip can't do? Well, we'll see. I don't know how well they'll hold up, given that this is going to be like on an earthquake every time we're moving somewhere. But again, we'll make sure that we have the screws and stuff with us, so worst case scenario, if anything that I've command stripped down doesn't hold up, we can just screw it in. But it's definitely a plan B, so we'll stick with plan A first. Okay, next job. Okay guys, I'm just about to put the drawers in the shoe holders and then run the hoover around, and I think that's about as much as I can do until my husband gets home and we'll do like the bike rack and things like that. So I'm going to sign off this video, and then I will be back in a couple of days with the tour video, so stay tuned for that. And remember that we're going to be doing weekly vlogs out whilst we're on the road, whether that's just until the end of this year or whether it carries on for longer, so make sure you are subscribed, and I'll be doing short form stuff on TikTok and Instagram as well, same handle @_Amber in America. Everything that I've used in here that you've seen, so all of the storage solutions, everything like that, is either from IKEA and linked in my Shop My, or Amazon and linked on my storefront. So I put both of those links in the description for you if you want to find anything. And thanks for keeping me moral support whilst I've been doing these boring man jobs all on my lonesome. See you back here in a couple of days for the tour. See you soon.